Hello. Hi. Hi, hello there. Hi. I've got a notepad and pen with me. Hi, Alan Cartridge. Got a notepad and pen with me here because even though I'm using AI to replace my background instead of green screen, so stuff like this will happen. Where it will just Invisible Man me. Is it Chevy Chase that was in the Invisible Man? It will Chevy Chase me. Chevy Chase me out of existence is what it will do. So there's been an awful lot of preparation to get things to where it is right now. What I'm having to do right now is I'm having to monitor the chat looking at the Twitch stream as opposed to Streamlabs because I can't get it to work in Streamlabs. I suspect what's happening is because thank you for the follow, Wibblefish. I thought somebody called Wibblefish already followed. I think what's happened is that for no apparent reason I decided to change my Twitter name, and I think it's fucked up some settings that I wasn't aware of, so I'll have to try and fix that before the next time I stream. So that's me getting a note of that. I'm not going to bother trying to fix it right now because I might not actually be able to fix it. Let me do the usual thing and just scroll back in all the comments so that I'm miles behind. Hello, and thanks for the subscription, Papa Fromage. Rabbit Snap, hello. Stewpot, hiya. Macy Justice, hello. Dirty Button, Tribby Matt, Stewpot. I said Stewpot. Alan Cartridge, Lynch Robinson, Stewpot. Ollie Pulls. That's probably it. Wibblefish, I probably saw your name on a different website. So I've been using this NVIDIA broadcast instead of using a green screen, and it's some of the things it can do is amazing. Like some of the individual effects that you can apply to your webcam is amazing, but it's not quite at the stage where you can stack effects. I'm looking forward to the day when you can put multiple effects on it, like I'd like to be able to replace the background with game footage, which I don't think you can do yet. But it also has this zoom in option that always keeps it on your face, so even when you move a bit, the camera moves with you. It's fucking amazing. The eye contact thing doesn't actually work. Let's try it out. Funnily enough, I was saying that you can't stack effects, but eye contact is separate for the other effects. So you can see the way, like, my mic is right here. It's here. My mic's here. Look, if I touch it, you'll start to see it. But the AI is getting rid of it. See? I should probably switch to chat then, actually, if you want to see. What? Look at this. What? Where is it? There it is. Oh, you can even. Oh, you can see it. See it? Gone. Eye contact is separate for the other effects, so you can actually switch on eye contact. Oh, there you go. It's on. But you can see it glitching. You can see when it's replacing your eyes. I'm not looking at the camera. I'm looking at the screen, and I can tell that it's telling you that I'm looking at the camera, but I'm not looking at the camera. Are they even my eyes? Did you miss me? Right, I'm going to turn that off. So things don't work, but I'll fix them as we're going along. I couldn't get my touch portal to work. It was a surprisingly difficult journey to get back to streaming because I'm confined to a space that's like, let me lean back, like this be that, which is a big change from my old streaming setup, which was a massive desk with like 3 big screens on it and extendable arms to put my mic on and stuff, and like room to put light boxes and green screens and stuff up. But I think it'll do, won't it? It'll do. Anyway, how have yous been? I will wait for an answer. Can you hear me alright? Can't complain. Give it a go, Alan. Give it a go. Part of buying my new stuff for streaming setup is I've got this really cool, really lightweight screen that's phantom powered, so that means that it doesn't have an external power supply. It's only got an HDMI connection, and that powers the screen as well. But it's really, really lightweight, and it's attached to the inside of my cabinet door, and I can adjust it and move it about and stuff. But it's decent. Alan Cartridge will not complain because it's too easy to complain. Tribby Matt, every time I've spoken to you in the last 2 years, you've told me that you're back in the office. That's about it, really. That can't be true. Thanks to... Give me a second. I haven't done this in a long time. Thanks to, if you can believe it, Beechcroft, Ben, Tribby Matt, Tesco Value Scampy Fry, and Tweed Echidna for continuing to support me on Ko-Fi even though I'm not doing anything. Thanks. Getting the updates for Ko-Fi saying that somebody was still like supporting me was one of the reasons that was pushing me back to streaming, because I was like, I better fucking do something. How's Bobo? I'll go and get him. Cyberpunk September, isn't it? That's no a thing. Cyberpunk September's not a thing, I don't think. Have you played that oh god, what's the game that was released by Devolver and the guy's got the mask? You know what I mean? The cyberpunky game where the guy's got the mask. We did like a kind of parody of it in Consulvania. I've forgotten the name of it. Have you played that? I think I've hit the ground running here with the stream. It feels like I'm right back where I was the last time I was doing it. I'll just go and get the cat, alright? Absolutely covered in hair now after doing that, obviously. Ruiner is what I was thinking. That old Conrad, thanks. Ruiner is what I was thinking. Amicus Riley asks, what have I missed? Anything good happen? I couldn't get the chat to work through Streamlabs for 20 minutes. Amicus Riley. And I still haven't got it working, I'm just monitoring it through Twitch. Did you notice when I stood up for the chair that there's like a sheet in the back? That's a mirror behind me, but for some reason it's having trouble AIing the sheet. AIing. Sounds a bit like my name, doesn't it? Are you saying that Bobby was desperate to leave Stoop, or are you expressing your own feelings? Because you know that's not really allowed in the stream. Cool. Just Bobby. I would never say that to your face. Apart from the chat box, everything seems to be working alright. As I say, I don't have my usual touch portal, so I need to keep adding to things as I go. Probably going to play a wee bit of Zelda in a minute, but I should probably talk to you more because I haven't spoken in months. Seeing everyone with their new hair, Amicus Riley says. I can't even. The Koroks are. I love this. I really am very on board with Tears of the Kingdom. I think it's an absolute cracker. Good afternoon, LH. I think it's wonderful. It's a wonderful game. Wonderful. Ah, so if I put the mic in front of me, it has a lot more trouble getting rid of it. But if I put it to the side, away it goes. I think Tears of the Kingdom is definitely one of the best games ever made. Just now, probably just because I'm playing it, I'm like, this probably is the best game ever made, but they Koroks are a fucking pain in the arse. I'm trying to get to my friend, he's miles there. So fuck. I'm trying to save the kingdom. I'm trying to save the world and the kingdom. You fucking walk, you wee fat turd. Sorry. I did like the sign guy, but then it started to do like weird angles and like unsteady surfaces under where he wanted to put the sign. And again, it started to make me go, why don't you just go out there? Why don't you just fucking go out, like, go 20 feet out there and you can put the sign up, no bother? Why does it have to be here? The Koroks are dickheads. Well, I think I've helped the sign guy every time as well, which is sometimes annoying because I'm right in the middle of doing something, but then I'll spot him, so that'll be me for the next fucking 15 minutes trying to get him to get his sign to. Have you all finished? Who's finished Tears of the Kingdom? Barely even started, finished, stopped 30 hours in. Do you get sick of it, Wibblefish? Marcus Riley's done all the shrines. How many shrines are there? Like 100, 150, 160, something like that. I find that really satisfying, the way that AI just swallows up my microphone. Why haven't you played it, Tribute? Been the other games. I upgraded, I think, for those that watch Consolvania, you'll have seen that I upgraded to a OLED Switch to play Tears of the Kingdom. But I sold off my old Switch, which was like a launch model, I think, so it could be. When I first put the listing on eBay, I said that the old Switch was hackable, and they deleted the listing because I didn't realise they search for terms like that. You're not allowed to say things are hackable on eBay. Hello, Resigny. That was a bit, what's his name? Is it Reggie that plays the keyboard? Hello, YouTubes. I think I'm about 50-50 handheld and on the screen, Amicus Riley, but maybe I do play a wee bit more on handheld, actually. So the OLED switches, I would highly recommend it because the screen is much better, the battery life's much better, and the sound quality is much better as well. The only annoyance for me is that the buttons are still in awkward places sometimes when you're playing handheld. I dare say you can get the whatever Hori Joy-Cons and attach them. Dirty button is not allowed on the Switch. I've been doing care work for a while now, and I haven't actually. I've been on the books of this company that does care work for a while, but I've got surprisingly few shifts because when I was doing the training, there's loads and loads of training you need to go through. And when I was going through the training, everybody just kept saying, "There's as many shifts as you want. Basically, there's as many or as few shifts as you want." So what I'd been doing is I'd been giving them availability every month and saying I can do these dates, but it hasn't really been working out with the service that I originally started with. So I've only had like half a dozen shifts or something with the original service. But that original service, I think, is like an entry level. This has gone somewhere. This links to what I was talking about. I think it's like entry level care work where it's like adults that you're helping just with their day-to-day stuff, and an awful lot of them, you get the impression that they could probably do a lot of the things by themselves if they had to. Over time, probably like their routines and stuff would slip away and they'd have a bit of bother. But they can kind of look after themselves to a certain degree. But the care work that I've been doing the last couple of days is completely different for that because I wasn't getting many shifts for the original service. I started checking work emails. Like there's like an intranet system where they ask for shifts in different services within the company. So I went to Quarriers Village, which is in Bridge of Weir, west of Glasgow. It's really, really lovely place, like really rolling hills and big old trees and really, really nice big houses. But there's a lassie that works there that is one of the residents in the house that I was working that sometimes isn't allowed her Switch. That's the link. The link was Dirty Button saying that he's not allowed on his Switch. That's why I've been talking for the last 4 minutes to make that link. There's the lassie in there that's not allowed on her Switch sometimes. She really doesn't take it very well either when she's not allowed on her Switch. How are you when you're not allowed on your Switch, Dirty Button? You swinging punches and spitting at people and stuff? I'm just checking, Amicus Riley. I'm just checking. I think you made 2,000. Kilmatours made 2,000 by selling off his 3DS collection. How many 3DS titles is that? I've done some elderly care as well. But, aye, it was a bit like, I felt really bad yesterday because I've only been in a couple of times to this place. And the first time I was in, like, within, no right away, but probably within, like, 3 hours, a day in the shift, I just kind of resigned myself and went, I don't think I can do this. I'm no good at this. And, like, it's too much responsibility, and I'm no good at it. So I'm not gonna come back to the shift. I'm either going to tell them at the end of this shift, or I'm going to phone them like tomorrow morning or sometime tomorrow and say that I'm not going to come back. But then I ended up just going back and seeing what happened. But yesterday when I was in doing a shift again, like the supervisors kind of took me aside for a chat, and they're basically desperate for help, basically. So they were basically just trying to go, we've got these shifts. Do you want shifts? Because we've got these shifts that we need to fill. But I had to go to them. I had to say to them, I'm just not sure whether I can do it, really. I'm just not sure. I'm going to need to come away and think about it and then get back to you. Because too often I'm just going, oh, I need to go. I can't do this. Obviously they're telling me that I can do it and that I'm good at it and stuff, but they're desperate, so they would say that. I mean, I'm alright at it. I'm definitely much better with the... Because I think the house is supposed to be for, like, young-ish children, like under 16s. But right now, there's, like, there's, like, 2 adults, basically. 2 male adults and 1 lassie who's near enough an adult, so... To me, there's a big difference between looking after albeit a hyperactive 10-year-old, but there's a big difference between looking after a 10-year-old and looking after a 19-year-old. That's probably not much of a surprise. Hold on, 40 to 50... That seems like a lot of money, £2,000 for 40 to 50. Alright, some of them are fucking hell. Some of them are individually making like £100 to £200. I don't really have anything like that left in my collection, like within my ownership. Since I moved to Shawlands, I've just massively downsized. So I don't really, like, in terms of the amount of physical games that I own now, I've still got a lot of VR games. But I lent the VR, the PSVR, and all of my VR games to another boy months ago, and I haven't asked for it back because I haven't really got the room for it anyway. But there's probably like 10 VR games, and I think across the other systems there's maybe like a dozen, maybe 15 games. That's all I own. Physically own, I mean, I've got digital collections obviously. I don't remember what Demon Throttle is, Wibblefish. Every time somebody mentions a game to me now, I get nervous because we've made so many episodes of Consolvania that I go, I don't remember that game. Was I talking about that game? Like, have I actually even played that game? I can't remember, there's so many fucking games. Can you remember, Wibblefish, if I've played that game? Oh, aye, I remember Demon Throttle. Oh, aye. I don't think I played it, but I think it's hard. It's just for that very brief description that you've given there. It sounds hard, which means I won't have played it. Did you, Tribby Matt? Did you listen to that podcast that we shared on the Twitter last week? I think they did mention how meticulously kept the Wikipedia stuff is. I think that's mostly you that's done that. No, they didn't like my joke, did they, Amicus Riley? They were looking at this podcast. They were looking at was I mean, if anybody wants to cancel me or Rab, they just need to go through the Consulvania backlog of episodes, because there's dozens and dozens and dozens of stuff that just isn't alright in ML. Internet humour, as they called it. Aye, they wouldn't repeat on the podcast. They wouldn't repeat the joke that I said when I was playing Seven Sins. Was it? I was really worked up playing it, but like I was obviously exaggerating a bit, and I think I said that I wanted to rape their mums. Was it? Was it their mums? Hello, Hex Adventure. How are you? Cuppy said you were Cuppy with 3 P's said you were an arsehole. There was one bit. This is something that, you know, most people wouldn't say like publicly, but it was. But I like to do that because, you know what I mean. It's I like the no filter about the streaming. It makes it feel kind of edgy and dangerous. That's why 30 people regularly tune in, I think, because it's edgy and dangerous. So there was one bit in that podcast where they were talking about Consulvania, and I think obviously they've met Robert and they know Robert, and they obviously really like the stuff that Robert does. But there was a definite tone in the podcast of Robert's Consulvania, like Robert Florence's Consulvania. There was a bit of a tone of that, which is to be expected because he's obviously gone on and done so many different successful things. But there was one bit where they were talking about that one particular episode where there was a section with Metal Gear Solid 3 footage, and I think they said something like, you can tell that this is like the unfiltered stuff that Robert could do before he got successful TV gigs. But the specific bit that they were talking about, I can remember having the idea for it and making it and putting it in the episode. So it didn't have anything to do with Robert. Most of the other stuff, obviously, is rap. And he's like, looking back on it, he's so obviously the most like confident and talented person of the group. But that bit really annoyed me. Rab is the showy front end of Consulvania, but eventually he starts to get on your tits and you realise Ryan is the best. Fucking 32 viewers, can't be wrong, Amicus Riley. Stewpot says that's debatable, but it's not really clear what he's responding to. I think Stewpot's a very fast typer, because he has to do it with his chin stick, because he can't stop wanking for long enough. Ryan is the best. I would like to retract the chin stick wanking comments, please. I've got this text, the chat coming up on this window, but it's also behind the webcam, which is why I keep going running the webcam to try and see the text. Because it feels a bit rude turning away for you, but that's what I'm doing when I'm turning away. I'm reading the text. There's a fruit fly flying about my head. Are you ever going to put out an expensive Blu-ray collection of the old episodes? Almost certainly not. Wibblefish. There was, many years ago, I think it was the first 3 series. Like, fans put together DVD box sets. I never actually saw one in the flesh, but I saw pictures of other people making them, and it was cool. It had its own box art and disc design and menu selection screen. But there's too many episodes now. That doesn't even feel like a matter of opinion now. That just feels like it's a solid blanket statement that you can make about Consolvania now, that there's just too many of them. People, every now and again, people that don't really know Consolvania will ask, like, where will I start? And I don't even know how to answer it. I'm just like, I don't know. I think you've missed the boat, to be honest. I think you had to be here in 2005. Release audio versions of the episodes on vinyl. Is that like an online... Don't know. That's also true, Old Conrad, you're right there, that you all in Consolvania. Was it only 2 people that made episodes when we did that storyline? Was it just Stewpot and... what's his name again? RVDH? RVDH? Is that his name? Do you even know what I'm talking about? I suppose Consolvania, when it was originally brought out right at the very start, it was on DVD. It wasn't distributed online. It was sent through the post on DVDs and data discs. Amicus Riley says, I love Consolvania. Consolmania, sorry. Consolmania! NASCAR 08. I started filming some bits for a CV episode, never finished it. Export the bits that you have filmed, LH, and sellotape it to the side of a bin. Are you talking about Alan Miller, Amicus Riley? Alan Miller, who played Ziggy Springsteen, still quite a funny name. He's a writer. He's a comedy writer, so he writes for a load of famous comedians. Alan Miller, and he's done loads. I'm not actually sure. I've not seen him in a long time, but he did like TV writing for TV and stuff like that. So him and Robert knew each other quite well. So that's how he got involved, basically. But him and Robert knew each other quite well, but he literally just, every time we had Alan on, to my memory, he just showed up. Like I think he just showed up, no knowing what he was going to do, and we asked him to do stuff, and he's very funny. He looks so much more handsome with that wig. No, he does. He definitely does, Amicus Riley. I don't know him that well, so I feel comfortable saying that he does look... He has got a weird-shaped head. Aye, he's got a weird-shaped head. Very, very talented and funny guy, weird-shaped head. The Führer cosplay was done by Michael. Do you want to see some Zelda? I'll go for like 2 hours max. I'm reluctant to put the game on because I might just go a wee bit quiet because I do find it incredibly involving, Zelda. I don't even think that's like, when was it out? Like the start of last month, I think it was out. And I'm not even halfway through, because I literally just turn it on, pick a direction or pick a side quest, and bugger off and do stuff. I don't want it to end. I can that was one of the questions that I was going to ask while I was on, actually. I'm glad that at least a few of you have turned up to see the test stream, but I was going to ask what times you think suits everybody, because I'm pretty flexible, I think, because I want to put I don't want to just do it whenever I'm available, because then I'll just end up no doing it. I think you need to put a schedule up and try and stick to the schedule. I've got this idea in my head that streaming again might help me with my running. I don't know if that'll work, but I do remember when I was living in Dumbarton, I would do a stream, and an awful lot of the time I would go out for a run after the stream. And since I've been back in Glasgow, I've had COVID a couple of times, and I also don't like how busy it is around here, unfortunately. And it really puts me off going out and running. I never realised how spoiled I was for running in Dumbarton, because I could just go to Levengrove Park or run Dumbarton Fitbog Run, and it was basically me. It was only me that was there. But you don't get that in the south side of Glasgow. There's just fucking people everywhere all the time. I went to Pollock Park wearing my running gear about 3 weeks ago to try and go for a run, and the place was fucking, listen, 9 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday. It was stowed. It was like fucking Sucky Hall Street. Honestly, I'm not making this up, Hex Adventure. When I'm walking, when I'm going to the park to do a run, when I walk on the tarmac, I feel like it hurts my knees and my ankles. So I don't want to run through the streets. Also, it's really busy again. The new build hasn't even opened in Battlefield yet, Amicus Riley. That's years and years they've been building it. I can remember when I was looking at houses before I moved to Denison, which would have been about 2015, around about there. I also looked at places in the south side, and they were still doing their flats, and that was like 8 years ago. Every bit of spare grun in the south side, they stick flats up. It's mental. How many people are in your running club, Hex Adventure? So Comateur said night streams are better. It doesn't help that I'm usually in my bed for 10 o'clock. Mark Riley says morning stream, but I think he's taking the piss. Do you just run through the streets, Hex Adventure, with the 20 runners? Early evening, alright. It's sounding like when I usually have my dinner is when would be the ideal time to stream for you. Like 7? Probably 7. Ryan in the bath stream. I don't have a bath, Amicus Riley. I don't have a bath. There isn't a bath in this lot. There's one bedroom and there's one living room. And part of the living room is the kitchen. And that's it. As stressful as I fucking replaced the I'm starting to the gears are starting to work again. I'm starting to get back to where I was before I left these months ago. I fucking redid the grouting in that shower like 3 times now, and I just can't get it to work properly. I bought this really heavy duty rubber stuff to put along the bottom, and I've just noticed this morning that there's still water getting in behind it. I don't know what to do. Running on machines is better than nothing, Tribby, man. It definitely isn't the same thing. There's no as much. There's definitely it's no as hard work as running normally. Like you lose like the balance and the different changing angles and stuff like that when you're doing normal running. But as I'm saying, Papa, I've redone the silicon like 3 times, and the water just keeps getting in. Oh, how did you live with it, this chap? Having said that, the care home place that I've been in the last couple of days is really daunting and a shock to the system. Both days, they've gave me the easier stuff today. They've gave me the easier people to watch, and the youngest boy that's living in the house is a 10-year-old boy, and he loves to, like, everybody in the house has got autism, and everybody but one person is non-communicative, so it takes a bit of time to kind of understand how things work with them, to pick things up. But the young 10-year-old boy, his number one favourite thing to do, which he's allowed to do whenever he wants, and which is just as well because you can't stop him anyway because he's 10, just at that age where he's starting to kind of sprout out and get strong, and so they have like barriers and stuff on his room to supposedly to keep him in, but all it really does is slow him down because he can scale up the door frame, so he can scale up the door frame and air the barrier and out to wherever he wants to go. But his number one favourite thing that he likes to do is to run the bath downstairs, and he runs the bath until there's like that much water in it, and he'll push his legs up against where the taps are, and then he'll push himself back into the bath so that he kind of lifts up. The water goes absolutely everywhere, but it's a wet room, so it's fine. But that's having said that the job is overwhelming and stuff, that's amazing. Like when he's doing that, because it's just pure joy. Like it's just pure happiness and joy when he's doing it. Oh, you lucky bastard, Text Adventure, 10k. I don't think I could do 10k. I mean, maybe I could do it, but I've fallen so far behind. I get jealous of Wayne's, because Wayne's still have access to those moments of pure undistilled joy that we struggle to slow down enough to experience. I'm going to play Zelda. I feel like I'm havering. Is that alright? So about 7 o'clock then is probably the ideal time for a stream. It's not the ideal time for me. I hope you appreciate that. That's like close to the end of that's me having wound down by that point. That's me kind of like done all the work that I'm gonna do by that time, but I don't suppose streaming's work, is it? How long does it take to climb Ben Nevis, Comatose? I'll just call the stream Stewpot Stream, is that alright, Stewpot? Seeing as you're calling the shots. Is Russ an FPS in it, Rabbit? Hello, Mark Riley. Things are alright. They're alright. I think just the nature of like being at a certain point in life where you don't see pals and family as often as you do when you're younger, I don't think, and so you have to answer the question, how are things, more often, I think, as you get older. And without going into all the details, I think you just start to realise that there's always ups and downs. There's always things that you're no satisfied with, or you're no happy with, or things that are a challenge, and emotionally things can be up and down. But I watched, that's a thing to talk about actually. I watched Vanilla Sky 3 weeks ago, I think, and I watched it on a Friday night, and it was like this. I remember it being sad, is the thing. I remember it being a downer and quite devastating, and it makes sense that because I've always liked like sadness, and art is like that's a strong currency for me. I like sad music. I like sad films. It's always like that's. For me, that's like a mark in a good film, as if it has tangible sadness in it. But this time that I watched Vanilla Sky, it was like an emotional leg sweep. So I watched it on the Friday night, and then I didn't get out of bed until Monday. But while that was happening, I at least had the ability to be reflective about it and know that it wasn't gonna last. So in answer to your question, Mark, things are alright. But there's always ups and downs, isn't there? I've never seen Open Your Eyes either, actually. Comatose. I've also no watched the alternate ending, because apparently on the DVD or the Blu-ray extras there's an alternate ending, but I had to look at it and the alternate ending's half an hour long. I thought it was going to be like a tweaked scene that was like a couple of minutes, but it's half an hour long. So I just need to put the time aside to watch the alternate ending. Jen Alice says 7 PM is lights off, eyes closed, crumbling into a fine dust time. See, that's what I thought as well. Well, maybe some dinner and then turning into dust. Some dinner. I'll try it. I'll try 7-ish and see if I can make it work. Seeing as it's fucking Stewpot that's asking. Fucking Stewpot. That was like the start of my regular streaming, was an 8 AM stream, Mark. I don't know if it would fly in this as an 8 AM stream though, because it does, like, me being able to stream does mean that Saf has to be up, and preferably out of the flat, and she works for him about as often as I do. I would also, Amicus Riley says, get some tinned ravioli in you. I'd love to get back to just eating shite. Just having like fucking pizza for dinner every night, or something that takes 5 minutes to make. Because as long as I've been in this relationship, it's like real cooking happens. Which means that like 1 to 2 hours of your night every night is cooking. And then you've got dishes to wash every single day. I don't think I like... I'm coming to a slow realisation that I don't think I like food enough to go to the bother. Right. Right then. Oh, sorry. I've only got 2 screens, so it's a bit of a juggling act, switching over to playing games. Your username is too long. Well, that's too bad, Cuppy, because we're going to need to wait 2 months before I can change it again, because that's the Twitter rules. I don't like fishy things, Jen, so I'm not having tuna out the chin. The chin. Tuna out the chin. It's no for me. I can't mind if I found the dragon's tear in this area. I think I did. Aye, I did. I really enjoy the fusing. You know how when you have a weapon, like this is a skeleton's arm, but you can fuse things to your weapon and it gives them a big stats buff. I enjoy the fusing, but it takes too long. What the fuck is that? What's part of that? Oh, I need to get that viewing tower, don't I? And it's right there, so I probably should. Is anyone else loving the Steam Deck? Ask Comatose. There was a brief window of time, maybe about a month, where I was like, I would quite like a Stream Deck. And then I started to see on the gaming forums that I go on how many people were getting rid of them. And it made me think I didn't want one anymore. It was probably just a waste of money. I'm also put off by the fact that I'm sure it wouldn't happen with a Stream Deck, but can anybody remember me showing you the GPD XD handheld thing that I used to have? It looks like a DS, but it runs Android, and you can run all different emulators on it, and it was brilliant when it was working. It was brilliant, but I switched it on about maybe 6 months or more ago, and it's just dead. It just died. So that kind of put me off getting a Stream Deck, because I was like, well, they just bragged, didn't they? Whoa! Holy shit! What is that? I'm gonna find out what that is. Wait, a horse. Have I still got a horse within range? Maybe. Sorry, there she is. Brenfrew was asking if Nvidia can replace it with games footage. I asked that question myself, but I don't see the ability to like replace the background with like an alpha channel yet in Nvidia broadcast. But I was watching actually James Houston 1030's stream the other day, and it looked as if he was using some kind of AI to cut his background out while he was playing a game. But I can't see the option to do it in Nvidia broadcast. He might be doing some techie stuff to get that to work. No worries, Amicus Riley, have a good one. Back soon. For this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Didn't mean that. How far? It's way back the way I came. No. Hello, bag of knives. Hello. Oh, stop doing that. It's awfully dark. That thing it runs there has a time limit, says old Conrad. Yeah, I know. I think I know that, but I mean, I don't actually know what it is, but I was assuming it probably would, which is why I went to get my horse. Ah, I can get it from here. Hello. Is it just for selling? Is this just for selling? See, this will be the difference with me streaming Zelda, because normally I just don't know how, because I haven't been looking up how to do anything in it. I've just been like Dark Souls. I've just been like, if I don't know what it does, then I don't know what it does, sort of thing. But is it a gem for selling type of thing? I've just been talking about the job, Bag of Knives. I've not been doing much yet, but recently I've been working on a new service, which was a bit of an eye-opener. But I basically just need to digest how I feel about it. I'm not sure how I feel about it or how like good at it I am. I don't seem to have that glyph. I don't have it. I'll need to go and get that. I'll need to go and get that glyph. That one? Is this a stable? Oh, it's a stables. Oh yeah. I'm going to change horse because this horse is a new horse and she's a wee bit unruly.
Yeah.
Oh!
Oh.
The horse was dragging a plank hex adventure because I had to take one of the Korok idiots to their pal. So you can attach the Korok to the I've forgotten the name.
Oh.
Harness. No harness.
Oh.
Aye. I forgot where that bloody glyph was. I should have marked it on my map. Oh, there it is. Hold on. There we go, I've marked it. Oh yeah. Alright. Ah, you're alright. Don't need it. Don't need it. God, that's miles away, that cliff. I thought it was right there, but it's not. I've never used a wagon in this. Why would I use a wagon? See you later, couple. There's not going to be any world-class gaming in the first stream, Messi. You need to get like 8 to 10 months, obviously, before there's going to be any world-class gaming. COVID-19, the horse is actually for Breath of the Wild.
Ha! Ha! Oh, oh.
Red one. There, there.
Yup. Ha! Ha! Ha!
A lot of band pots are in this area, aren't there?
Oh, yeah. Ha! Ha! Gah!
So I don't actually. I've got terrible news for you, but I don't actually own any wigs anymore either. As well as owning hardly any games, I don't own any wigs either. Oh yeah. Doing something wrong here. Still need time to go. We're fine. This doesn't seem to be working. And Macy, it's NVIDIA Broadcast I'm using. So I'm replacing the background with NVIDIA Broadcast. I was saying at the start, is that tree going up here? I was saying at the start of the stream that hopefully what will happen with NVIDIA Broadcast is that you'll be able to stack effects, because you can't really stack effects just now. You can put on the eye contact and another effect, but it does cool things like you can completely replace the background, but you can also have it like follow your face, and it's really pretty impressive the way it does it. It moves around, and it's pretty smooth. I think they just went to a charity shop, the wigs, I'm sure. Hello, Pops. Catch you later, LH. I'm gonna have a cap a couple of hours probably on the stream. That viewing tower really does not look that far away. Where's the fucking red one? There's a way down there. Jesus Christ. Stables. There's too many things, Amicus Riley. There's just too many things to go and see. I'm not going to go into a shrine because that's a boring way to spend your time. That definitely doesn't look that far away. Ow!
Phew.
It's actually a waste of time because playing a painting is what it's like. Do you mean you've met people in real life, Mark Riley? Whey. Oh, something happened there. My switch died. Oh, it came back. Weird. I'm not getting audio. Are you getting audio? I'm not getting audio. Why is that? It's no fixing itself, is it? It's not fixing itself. I couldn't get the Elgato to work at all, and it was nearly gone in the bin. And I just... nothing seems to be happening. I just I ended up installing the drivers separately for the software. It's meant to install everything at once, but because I installed the drivers separately, it started to work. It looks as if something's wrong with this, but I'll do the old turning it on and off again. Deactivate. Activate. It's strange that I'm not getting any sound though. I'm getting sound. Yay. Switch it on and off again. You wait here. What? What? I might manage to get a wee cutscene before we go. That you've all seen before. Dragon. It's usually when I see the dragons, more often than not, that's when I start getting the what a fucking game feeling. What a game. Maybe I should have went up into the sky to try and find the... This is bloody awkward, this. It's also massive. Awkward and massive. Doing it. I've only been in the depths like a few times, Amicus Riley. I still don't really know anything about it. Other than it's really dangerous. I'll be playing this game probably until I die in 6 months. That? That's it there. That's it there. Are anybody who's finished this game, are any of the cutscenes sex scenes?
Sonia.
What's this one? Maybe not.
Oh, Zelda.
King Rauru, before you face the Demon King tomorrow, there is something I must tell you. I came to this era After finding a man underground.
Go on.
When I witnessed what the secret stone did to Ganondorf, at that moment, I knew for sure. What we found underground, that was him. He was still alive, still powerful. He continues to live on, all the way until my time. In tomorrow's battle, we won't be able to defeat him. No matter how strong we think we are, he'll survive. And you will.
Maybe so. But it is my duty to try. It was my hubris that set us on this path.
Is that his son?
I must
Is
atone
that
for my
is
error in
Raru's son
judgment.
called Hubris?
And above all else, I remain the King of Hyrule. As with any leader, it is my duty to safeguard and protect my people. Even if I must
I
risk
think that's
my
the
life.
final piece of the puzzle for Nintendo making the best games ever made, is they need to pay
Raru.
decent actors.
And if it proves impossible for us to defeat
What's the point
Ganondorf,
in doing all the character animation
rely
and
on your
writing
knight
for this Raru
and that
character if
legendary
he sounds
sword
like a
he
fucking
carries.
suffer dude?
our last line of defense will be Link. But remember, that was a future where you never appeared in this world.
Hubris is what he named these trousers.
You are here now. Zelda, I believe there is a reason you were sent to us. It has to mean something.
It means there's a new Zelda game at Raru. Sounds like something. It sounds like somebody that Scooby-Doo would hang out with. Raru?
The reason I am here.
I never finished the story of what I did with my old Switch. I sold my to pay for the OLED Switch. I sold my old Switch, but I sold it with Link to the Past, Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, and Breath of the Wild. Somebody got that for like £190. I think I thought that was a bargain. I thought they got themselves a bargain. Seems to be a really dangerous thing on that bridge. We'll go and see how dangerous that thing is on the bridge. There's my horse. skellies, 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 skellies.
Yeah. Ho, ho. Ha.
Go away. Oh, for God's sake.
Ah.
I mean, what am I meant to do with this? Gonna work, is it? It'll do something. That looks pretty much perfect to me. That's not going anywhere, is it? That's not going anywhere. Let me stick another one in there. There you go. That's not going anywhere. Let it go. Perfect. First time. Thanks for the Prime sub, Mark Riley. I don't really know what that means. I don't. Maybe I never did. Maybe I never did know what it meant. That's right, I did say ditching Twitch because Twitch is a bitch, didn't I? I don't really know how to test out the chat box that isn't working in Streamlabs because I'm monitoring the chat on Twitch, which is kind of fine, but it would be good if it worked in Streamlabs, but I don't really know how to test it because the chat box doesn't come up until you start a stream, but I'll figure it out. This lad's usually quite generous when you help him out. A pushroom, you can't say that anymore. I'm surprised that Nintendo don't know that. Oh god, I've just seen a fucking backpacking prick earlier. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Ah, no. No way. Nah, no way. No way. In the drink. In the drink. Oh, Jesus. You will die here. I don't fucking think so. I don't think so. Jeez. 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 Oh, jeez. Oh, he did something. He pushed my horse into the drink. My horse is in the drink. Wait a minute. I know how to fix this. There we go. Oh, it's too high up. Ah, pish. I'm just gonna reload. Rather than just drown, I'll just reload. I mean, I kinda broke. I know that I broke the game, but I did see an exploit, old Conrad, and used that exploit, and that's why I've got that many. Copies. I take it I can't go behind this dragon then. Ice one. Jesus. Oh Jesus! Instant deed. It was, what was it again that I did? It's when you drop onto your horse, you drop into your horse, and before you reach the horse, you put things in your horns. That exploit, you put things in your horn. I can't remember all the steps. It was ages ago. But you put things in your horn, and then you land in your horse, and the things that you've added to your horn, you can see them, and you can see that they're acting in a kind of a peculiar way. It wasn't diamonds that I used. It was rubies I used because I didn't even have enough diamonds. But I did it once, and like made enough money that it just meant that whenever I go to a vendor, I can get what I want. And I enjoy playing the game a lot more like that, other than looking at everything that everybody's selling and going, how do you even make money? I don't think the dragon will be able to take it if I just go straight towards him. He won't know how to handle it. Come on. Come on, let's go. Oh, you fucker. Blasted me. See, having to chase these idiots around to get them in. Do what you want. He's hard. I can't get hit by him because he's too deadly. Right, I don't think I'm going to manage that at this stage. Nah, it's not happening. Don't let him hit you. I'm familiar with that tactic for the Souls games, but I must be out of practice. Right, I'm gonna bounce because I've been here for 2 hours. Test stream went relatively smoothly. We just lost the Elgato once during the stream, and I can't get the chat box to work, so I haven't got that much to work on. Did you see the jiggle on that horse's arse? Well, reverse the stream about 5 seconds and have a look at the jiggle on the horse's arse when it shakes the water off. That'll keep you going for a while, just watching that jiggly horse arse. He won't expect me to do the same thing again. That's a good point that you're making there. The temperature is getting very high. Give me. Oh, Jesus Christ. He just wafts you off. He just wafts you off. That was like one of my. I think that was like one of my most powerful weapons as well. Not quite. But he didn't seem to. He didn't seem to be that bothered. Right up behind it. That looks as if it might work, Hex Adventure, but I'm betting that it doesn't. It's unbelievable, Hex Adventure. It's I keep having to stop myself for saying it's the best game because other people don't seem to agree, but it's really, 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 really good. Really good. The art style, the music, the accessibility of it, like being able to just turn it on and go in any direction and have kind of quick, instant fun, well, is Pikmin 4's at the day. I will need to look at other games before I do Consolvania this month because there's Dan. There's Dan and Bok on. I haven't played the demo. Is the demo free? Probably. Pikmin 4. Download demo. Okie doke. I was going to teleport somewhere, but I can't. There's nowhere else here that I can get to, so I'm probably just going to stay put for the time being. That looks as if there's two glyphs in the same area of the map. I didn't realise that could happen. Of course it can. Aye. Ooh! There's a big thing in the water. Right, I'm going to bounce. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. I'll definitely try and stream again next week, but I won't be on the schedule, I don't think, next week. But I'll try and come up with a schedule, and I'll stream again next week at some point. And I'll try and let you know in advance. But it seems like early evening would suit a lot of you, so I'll try and make that happen. Cheers. Good to see you. See you again soon. Take it easy. Do we still do a raid still a thing? Do people still raid people? I'm going to find out if I can remember how to do it. I actually don't think I do remember how to do it. How do you do it? could definitely raid for the website, but I can't mind where it is. I'll Google how to raid for next time. I think I've tried it before, but this didn't work. Oh no, wait a minute. Okay. Right, I'll catch yous probably next week at some point, but I'll let yous know. Thanks again for watching. Take it easy. Nice to be back. Thankfully, no too many things went wrong. Right, have a good weekend. Catch yous later. Farewell. If you fancy, you could exercise and meditate if you wanted. That's a decent shout there for Ryan. Goodbye.